My beloved child, I am the Lord your God, the one who, from the very beginning, engraved your name upon the palm of my hand, the one who has never forgotten a single breath you've taken or any silent longing hidden in the depths of your heart. When the world turns its back on you or fails to recognize the worth you carry, I still see you. I have always seen you through the lens of my eternal love. And today, in this fragile moment of seasonal transition, I draw nearer to you than ever before to reveal something sacred, something long held in the chambers of my heart. But now it is time for it to be spoken. My child, I know you've been walking through days heavy with demands and burdens that do not seem to let up. The pressures keep mounting, and sometimes you no longer recognize where you're going or what you're even searching for. There are mornings when you wake up already weary, nights when sleep evades you as you quietly wrestle with questions about the meaning of life. I understand it all, and if now, in the deepest stillness, you can open your heart to listen, then let each word I speak seep gently into the innermost place of your soul. Like a breeze skimming the surface of a still lake, stirring new life from within. Today is not just another day. This is a door opening into a new season in your life, a season I have ordained since the beginning of time. A season woven with the promises of heaven. I am not merely calling you to step out of your current circumstances, but I am urging you to leave behind the limitations that have imprisoned your mind and spirit for far too long. Where you stand now can no longer contain what I am about to bring forth. I am expanding the space around you, a space where peace is no longer fragile, where you will come to know your true identity through the light of my presence. This, my child, is not a land of fantasy or distant promise. It is a reality, sanctified and prepared, stone by stone, gate by gate, opportunity by opportunity, one arranged by my own hand. And if the deepest part of your spirit senses that the time is now, that what I speak is true, then rise and respond. All it takes is your faith. All it takes is your willingness. For a new season has begun, and it belongs to you. I am the one who is always seeking opportunities to pour out life and blessing upon you. But too many times, I have had to watch my children turn away, enticed by fleeting temptations, choosing the temporary over the fullness I have lovingly prepared, not because they stood in rebellion, but because they did not recognize the love waiting with open arms. And this breaks my heart not because of disobedience, but because unreturned love continues to burn within me, day after day. But you are different, even when you felt lost, even when weariness clouded your steps so much that you no longer knew what you were following. I saw a small flame within you that never went out, a heart that kept seeking me, that kept trying to trust even without understanding everything unfolding around you. And because of that, I have never turned my face away. I have been there in every moment. You thought you were most alone. I heard every muffled sob in the dark. I saw the times you fell to your knees with no words to say. Not a single prayer of yours vanished into a void. Not a single tear you shed was meaningless. I have gathered each one as precious gems, and every drop is becoming a seed ready to bloom into a glorious harvest that is drawing near. My beloved child, the year 2025 is not merely a point on the timeline, it is a divine invitation from the heavens, the dawning of a season of deep restoration, that which was once broken, the dreams you believed were long dead, the fragments scattered across your soul. Each of these I will heal and rebuild. I have not come merely to repair the old, but to make all things new, A new chapter is being written, and I, myself, am the one holding the pen, writing it with you. My child, believe this, nothing that was lost in me is beyond recovery. The years that were stolen, of the opportunities that seemed to slip away, I am well able to redeem them all. I am not limited by time or circumstance. I am the one who turns ashes into beauty, who causes the desert to bloom, who led my people through the Red Sea barefoot, but with hearts full of hope. And today, I will do the same with you in my own way. At the perfect time, according to my eternal plan. So rise up. Be brave enough to step out of the familiar, even if it feels uncertain. Let me lead you to a place where your soul can finally exhale peace, where my presence is no longer faint, but more alive than ever before. Do not let the memories of past failures hold you back. Do not allow the voice of doubt to drown out the sacred calling that is now echoing within you. Because today, I, the Lord your God, I am inviting you into restoration, into a new journey filled with glory. And you will not walk it alone, for my hand will grasp yours, guiding every step, carrying you through every challenge, past every limitation. You do not have to force yourself to be strong, for my strength will be your refuge. My precious child, you may remember how you once prayed for a new season. I heard you. You longed for change. I took note. And now, I want to tell you this. What your heart has yearned for is drawing near. It is not delayed. It is not distant. I am leading you to a place where your soul will truly find rest, where you will no longer have to fight alone to hold on to peace. I am preparing the path ahead of you, guiding you toward a new dwelling, not just another house, but a space saturated with my presence. There, you will be rebuilt from the inside out. You will rediscover the dreams you thought were lost, and you will hear heaven's call resounding in your heart more clearly than ever before. This is not merely a physical relocation, it is a spiritual shift. I am removing you from an environment that no longer nourishes you and placing you into a new atmosphere where the seeds I've planted in your heart will flourish. In that place, you will no longer just survive, you will thrive. Every step you take will carry light, and every word from your lips will breathe life into those around you. You will no longer feel alone, for I will surround you with a new community hearts I have already prepared to uphold you, walk with you, and intercede on your behalf. Prepare your heart. What I am doing is not because of your merit, but because of my unchanging love for you. Still, to receive the new, you must be willing to release the old. Do not cling to what I have asked you to let go. Do not mourn the relationships, the safety zones, or the memories of a season that is past. You are not being abandoned. You are being summoned into a divine elevation. And the place I am taking you to will far exceed anything you have ever dared to ask for or imagine. My child, I am opening before you a door that no one can shut, but to walk through it, you must stand firm in faith. Do not let your present circumstances make you doubt my faithfulness. Look beyond what your natural eyes can see, for what I am doing is a hidden yet certain work, like the roots of a tree growing deep into the earth before it reaches for the light. Do not be alarmed as the old begins to fade away. That is the sign that the new is drawing near. The year 2025 is a pivotal time. This is not an ordinary season. This is the year you step into the Promised year of transition, of chains being broken, of destinies being unlocked. Etch this truth upon your heart. I have chosen I have called, and I will fulfill. You do not need to know every detail. You only need to believe that I hold everything in my hands. And if you take hold of my hand, I will lead you to the place your soul has long yearned for. Even now, if your heart is truly ready, speak to me, not because I need to hear it, but because you need to declare it in faith. Write it down. Speak it aloud. I am ready. And when you do, all of heaven will respond in unison. Preparing the next step of your journey, open your heart and listen carefully to every word I speak to you in this moment. For this is the hour in which I reveal a portion of my sacred plan that has long been concealed. You are standing at the threshold of a new path. But I do not want you to rush or misinterpret the timing. The transformation I have for you will not come like a sudden storm, but gently like the morning dew unfolding step by step, stage by stage, through movements so subtle they may seem invisible, yet they are full of power and purpose. My beloved, do not be surprised if in the coming days things do not shift suddenly. That is not how I move. I do not force divine things into a hurried timeline. For every good thing requires careful preparation. This transition will not begin with a thunderclap, but with quiet signs, unexpected encounters, sudden inspirations, and small changes in your surroundings. In the months to come, I will use what seems random to guide you, gently leading you toward the place I have prepared for you. Know this: change will not come swiftly at the dawn of the year, but throughout 2025, every element will begin to shift in supernatural alignment so that you may enter a new phase, new land, both physically and spiritually. I have planned this long before you ever understood the concept of transition. Nothing happens outside my will, and every quiet movement this year is one of my footsteps leading you into rest and restoration. My beloved child, I know every prayer you whispered when no one was watching. I have heard the cry of your heart longing for something different, a new beginning, a healthy space, a life where your soul can inhale and exhale in peace. Not a single whisper in the night has been overlooked. Not a single desire has been ignored. That is why I am laying before you a sanctified path, where not only your external circumstances will be transformed, but your inner being will be renewed as well. My child, this transition is not merely a change of residence. It is a spiritual shift-tone that moves you out of stagnation, out of the place where you have waited patiently for far too long, simply because you sought my confirmation. That confirmation is now coming, not through doors flinging open overnight, but through steady, intentional steps I have ordained for you each day. And in each of those steps, you will increasingly sense my guiding presence that is gentle yet undeniable, powerful yet tender. You are being led to a place where peace will no longer be vague or out of reach. It will become the very air you breathe, the sanctuary where you feel me in every corner, every sunrise, every quiet nightfall. This place will not merely be a dwelling, it will be a sacred space I have chosen to inhabit with you. There, I will restore, heal, and train you for greater things ahead. In that place, you will meet new people, those I have sent to build, strengthen, and journey with you. I will connect you with hearts that have already been prepared to walk with you in truth and light. My child, I know there were times when you felt stuck as if every path was closed, every direction veiled in shadow. You looked around and could not find a way forward. But what you didn't realize was that I had never stopped working. Behind the scenes, I have been quietly arranging every detail. I have not forgotten you, not for a moment. Every step you've taken has been accounted for. And now, in 2025, the things that once seemed delayed will begin to move again, not in chaos, but in divine order. You will begin to see doors open, opportunities you never expected, provisions that appear out of nowhere, and people you once considered strangers bringing confirmation straight from my heart. You will sense clearly that this isn't a coincidence or random progression, but a hand-led journey into something that has long been prepared in my eternal plan. Nothing about this year is accidental. My child, everything is an expression of my loving and wise orchestration. And when that moment comes, when you step into the place I have prepared, you will understand that this is not merely the fruit of your past efforts. It is the result of a journey guided by the one who never makes mistakes. You will lift your eyes and declare, all of this, every step, every person, every open door has been a divine intervention from my Father. 1. So, my beloved, do not grow impatient when things do not happen instantly. Be brave enough to keep your heart tender, your faith burning, and your steps aligned with my quiet leadings. Trust that even when you can't see the full picture, I am fitting together each piece, and at the appointed time, the masterpiece of your life will unfold in fullness, beautiful, complete, and awe-inspiring. My faithful one, 2025 is the year of new beginnings, not just outwardly, but through a profound inner transformation. Do not hesitate to say to me, I believe, I am ready. And when you do, you will see that I am never late for the soul that waits on me. As you begin preparing for the journey to the new place I have appointed, I want you to remember this: trust in my timing. You won't always see the entire path, and you don't need to understand every detail from the start. A lack of clarity is not evidence of my absence. On the contrary, it is often in those very moments when all seems unclear that I am moving with the greatest power, silently but unshakably. I know there are days when your heart feels unsettled. You may quietly wonder whether what I have spoken will truly come to pass, or if it is merely a fleeting hope. But my beloved, even in the moments you doubt, I am still at work. Even when you feel lost, I am paving the way ahead. I never plan something and then abandon you midway. What I begin, I will bring to completion at the right time, in the right way, and for a purpose far greater than anything you can imagine. Know this: in the year 2025, you will begin to witness everything start to connect like puzzle pieces falling into place. What once seemed scattered will become clear. The situations that once left you confused will begin to reveal their true purpose. You will see divine alignment in your circumstantial signs, chance encounters, doors opening at the perfect time, and your heart will know that it is not coincidence. It is the imprint of my hand. Do not forget that this transformation is not the result of your own effort or ability. It is not by human strength, nor by luck. Everything that is about to unfold in your life is the result of grace and divine favor that I have chosen to pour out upon you. I will make a way where there once appeared to be only walls. I will move in spaces that seemed shut tight. And from places you thought were barren, I will call forth life, future, and glory. The new home I am leading you to is more than a location. It is a symbol, a living testimony of the new season that is dawning in your life. It is the moment when you step into a space of deep grace, powerful healing, and clear purpose, things that before you could only faintly sense. In that place, you will no longer feel stuck in the exhausting cycle of the past or present. You will feel liberated not just in your external circumstances, but in your mind, in your soul, and in the deepest longings of your heart. My child, I am calling you into a sacred space where you will not only live, but thrive. There, I will reveal more of my plan for your life, not in fragments, but in a fuller picture. You will begin to see yourself change, no because life has become easier, but because you are walking closer with me, living more consciously in my presence. The things that once seemed impossible will begin to unfold. The limitations that once held you back will be removed. And in that new freedom, you will discover potentials you never even knew you carried. I know that along this journey, there may be moments when you want to turn back, when a part of you wants to cling to the past because it feels familiar, because it feels safe. But I want you to let go. The past is no longer where you belong. Do not let what is behind you hold your steps hostage. What I have prepared ahead will show you that what you had to leave behind was only a stepping stone for something far greater that is now approaching. My dear one, I am inviting you to enter this new space not just with your body, but with your mind and soul. You are no longer living under the constraints of old limitations. You are being called into a new chapter, where I will provide, protect, and act supernaturally on your behalf. Each step you take will be guided by me, and each decision will be marked with peace as a sign. I will not let you walk alone. Not for a single moment will I leave your side. When you move forward, I go before you. When you falter, I uphold you. When you are afraid, I embrace you with my eternal presence. Therefore, do not let fear or doubt hinder you any longer. Let your faith rise above the fog of the present. This is not merely a change, it is a divine appointment, marked by my unchanging kindness and faithfulness. What awaits you ahead is not a random occurrence, but a design crafted with precision by the timeless love I have for you. My beloved child, move forward without looking back in regret. Lift your eyes to what lies ahead, fully assured that I am walking with you, preparing the way, and providing everything you need. In that new place, you will not only receive blessings, you will become a giver of blessings. I will make your life a vessel of life, of light, and of healing for those around you. My child, you are being called into freedom, into unshakable peace, into fullness that comes with no conditions. Above all, you are being invited into a deeper, more intimate life with me, the one who has chosen you, who loves you, and who will never forsake you. Know this, the place I am preparing for you will not be just a house to dwell in. It will be a resting place for your heart, a true home, in the most sacred sense. There, you will not only feel peace, but you will also know with certainty that you are exactly where you belong. Every room, every corner of that space will be soaked in my presence. You will not have to strive to feel me, for I will be unmistakably near in every moment, like breath, like light, like a love that pours endlessly from me into you. I want you to understand that what I am doing does not begin externally. Even now, in the quiet and seemingly ordinary moments, I am working deeply within your heart. I am transforming you from the inside out, reshaping the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you believe. Major change does not always start with an external move. Sometimes it begins with an inner shift, but powerful, preparing you to fully embrace what is new. My beloved, the new home is just one piece of the greater plan I have for your life. In that place, you will experience an entirely new depth in your relationship with me, no longer distracted, no longer burdened by the need to merely survive. You will live in holy communion. Your faith will mature, your trust will be strengthened, and your dependence on me will become the unwavering foundation of every decision you make. My child, I am not merely changing your location. I am redirecting the course of your life. You are stepping into a season where every promise I have planted in your heart will begin to bloom and bear fruit. The year 2025 is the appointed time for you to enter the fullness of your destiny that I prepared long before you were formed in your mother's womb. This is not just a new chapter. This is a leap forward in your spiritual journey and expansion of your territory so you can grow, act, and impact the world around you in the way I have designed. Always remember, every detail of this journey has been carefully arranged by me. Nothing is random. I know you've often thought you were not ready. But the truth is, all along, I've been quietly training you through the trials, refining your faith through every moment of endurance, and building inner strength through each tear-filled night. You have been prepared for this moment, even if you don't yet see it. So do not fear the unknown. My child, do not let the shadows of the past hold you back from the light that now opens before you. I am not merely leading you to a new address. I am calling you out of old limitations, out of everything that once bound your soul and made you forget who you are in my eyes. Now, I want you to rise with a steadfast heart, knowing that you walk not in loneliness, but with me, your loving companion by your side. You do not need to handle everything on your own. Everything you need to thrive in this new season will be provided. I am your provider not only of material things, but also of wisdom, guidance, divine connexion, and strength to stand firm. I will not lead you to a new place, only to leave you there struggling to find your way. I will walk with you every step of the way, whispering instructions day by day, blessing every right decision you make in obedience. So while you wait for the transition to be completed, continue walking by faith. Do not live only by what your eyes can see, but look with the eyes of faith. I am working behind the scenes, aligning people, circumstances, and timing so that when the door opens, you will walk through it without hesitation. Let my word become the firm foundation for your mind each day. Seek my guidance through prayer, and do not hesitate to lay before me the things you do not yet understand. I am not looking for your perfection, remember. I seek your sincere surrender. At the appointed time, I will open that door, the one no one can shut. You will step into a new place, a new chapter, and a new season. When you look back, everything will make sense. You will see that every delay, every silence, every seemingly random occurrence was a deliberate step in my divine plan. And in that moment, your heart will overflow with praise, for you will know with certainty it was my hand that orchestrated it all. Be ready. Do not let what is unclear dim your trust in me. Stand firm, for I, the faithful one, am leading you to a place better than anything you've ever hoped for. And in this new season, You will not only receive blessings, you will become a vessel of blessing to many others. The new home I am preparing for you will be a living testimony of my unwavering faithfulness. It will not merely be a place for you to dwell, but a sanctuary where you will find true rest both in body and in soul. A sacred space where you will come to know me more deeply, where peace will never leave you, and where my love will wrap around you like a garment no one can take away. Therefore, my chosen one, begin to prepare your heart for the journey ahead, not with baggage, not with worry or calculation, but with steadfast faith, faith in my timing, faith in my plan, and faith that this transition is a necessary step on the path that leads you closer to the divine purpose I have ordained for you. My child, I am not asking you to understand everything right now. When the time comes, all things will become clear. What is still vague today will come into focus, and in that moment, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that the place where you are standing is one I prepared for you. Born out of my love for you. The year 2025 is a year of establishment, a year in which my grace will operate in your life more clearly and powerfully than ever before. I am opening before you a brand new beginning, not a repetition of what has been, but the emergence of what has never yet been seen. Doors you thought were permanently closed will suddenly open. Paths once rugged will become smooth. This is the season where you will begin to see the fruit of the tears you sowed in past seasons. My beloved, the coming transition is only the beginning. What I have for you is far greater, but before you can walk into the greatness, you must lay down a strong foundation, a foundation of trust, gratitude, and faithfulness. Keep your eyes fixed on me. Do not let your circumstances distract you. Do not let what is visible obscure what I am doing in the unseen realm. Know this, my child, the place I am leading you to is not merely a location to dwell, but a sacred space of fullness. It will be a place where you will find unshakable peace, a clearer sense of purpose, and a profound awareness of fulfillment. It will be an environment where you can grow, create, and live according to the true calling of your soul. Above all, it will be the place where I will reveal myself to you in a new way closer, more intimately, and with great power. Do not fear the steps ahead. Your best days are not behind you, they are in front of you, and you will not have to face the future alone. I will be with you in every movement of the new season that is coming. My dear one, keep your heart open. Let your faith be as steady as a rock. Do not let the failures of yesterday cause you to doubt what I am promising today. You are being prepared for a place that exceeds every expectation, because I am the one who does immeasurably more than all you can ask or imagine. Remember, your life is a series of choices. Some will bring joy, and others may leave behind the marks of sorrow. But be assured of this, in every step, whether right or wrong, I have never left your side. I have been watching over you, gently drawing you back to myself. When you are weary, I do not judge you, I embrace you. When you return, I do not ask why, I open my arms wide. My beloved child, the year 2025 is not just a mark on the calendar, it is a sacred moment, a divine invitation from heaven calling you to step into your true destiny. I am already waiting for you there. I am clearing the path. But you must decide, will you listen to my voice? Or will you let the noise of the world drown it out? Will you walk by faith? Or will you stand still because of fear? The enemy will try to breathe doubt into your mind, to push fear into your heart, and to convince you that everything I have promised is out of reach. But remember, I have not given you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and sound mind. The decisions you make in the coming days will shape your journey in ways you cannot yet fully see. So walk in discernment not merely by logic, but by tuning your heart to the gentle whisper of my voice within. I trust you, and I want you to know this. I am not speaking all of this just to soothe your temporary emotions, nor do I offer hollow promises to ease your heart for a moment. I come to remind you of what I have never forgotten. I see you, not just the version of you that others see, but the real you, with hidden wounds, unanswered questions, and quiet efforts few recognize. I see you trying to be strong when your heart is exhausted. I see you smiling, even as your eyes still glisten with tears. I see you pressing on it because you feel no fatigue, but because you don't want to let me down. You wonder if I hear your prayers in the silence, if I remember the petitions whispered alone in the night. But the truth is, every sigh you release reaches me. Not a single moment have you been abandoned in that darkness, even when you couldn't sense my presence. I know you are weary from waiting for change. I understand the feeling of being stuck in a prolonged season when nothing moves forward. Yet there is no way back. I am not angry with you for your moments of doubt. I do not fault you for having considered giving up. I know the frailty of human hearts. I shaped yours with my own hands. And yet, I still believe in you, even when you no longer believe in yourself. There are doors that have slammed shut before your eyes, and you do not understand why. There are dreams you thought were within reach, only to watch them shatter. But what you didn't know is that I closed those doors because I love you. Not to punish, but to protect. There were things you once believed were opportunities, but they would have led you astray. There were relationships, plans, and paths that, had I allowed them to continue, would have cost you far more than you realize. When I shut them, it wasn't to take away from you, but to prepare the way for something better, something timed perfectly. And that time is drawing near, not according to your calendar, but perfectly in line with mine. You don't have to accomplish something grand to be worthy of what is coming. You simply need to be willing to believe. Even the smallest measure of faith is enough for me to do the extraordinary. But what I desire most from you is not strength, not perfection, but faithfulness, a heart that chooses to trust, even when the picture is still unclear. I am leading you out of the land of delay and disappointment, not with thunderous signs or loud miracles, but through subtle shifts that may seem insignificant. A door opens without announcement. A person arrives carrying the answer you prayed for. An opportunity comes from an unexpected place. You will not need to chase miracles, because you yourself will become the evidence of my faithfulness. My child, I know there have been many times you have asked me in silence, "Do you still remember what you promised me?" And I answer, "Yes, my promise to you has never been forgotten. It has not faded with time. Every word I have spoken carries life and purpose. It does not fall to the ground in vain. It will bear fruit at the right time, in the right way. And while you wait, let me teach you how to trust, not a blind kind of trust, but a deep confidence that flows from real relationship. You do not have to pretend to be strong before me. You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to speak your fears. You are allowed to admit you don't know what to do next. And it is in those very moments that I will come not to lecture, not to judge, but to walk with you through the hardest stretches of the road. You are living in a world that makes people believe they must handle everything on their own. But I never intended for you to journey alone, even when others turn away, even when you feel misunderstood or abandoned. I remain. I do not retreat. I do not change. I have been with you through every storm, and I will not leave when the next one comes. This year, I'm inviting you to live not out of fear, but with the courage that springs from the deep, knowing that you are not alone. When you say yes to my plan, it doesn't mean you will have clarity on every step. It simply means you believe that I am holding your hand, and that, my beloved, is enough. My beloved child, you may not see the breakthrough right now, but it is taking shape, not in the noise, but in the hidden places. I am working in your heart, in your circumstances, and in the things beyond your control. And when the time is right, I will move in ways that cannot be denied. Do not give up. Do not turn off hope. Just live one more day in trust. And one day, when you least expect it, you will look back and realize He was working all along. He was near. He never forgot me. And, my child, I have always reminded you, I see the deepest parts of your heart, the places no one else can reach. I know every time you've had to force yourself to keep going through disappointment, when dreams faded and human promises failed. I know the moments when you no longer wanted to continue, when everything felt too heavy to carry and your heart was too weary to hope again. But I did not watch you struggle from a distance. I was right there beside you every time you took another step when no one else saw the effort. My dear one, remember this. What you have endured has never been in vain. Every battle you faced, every time you chose to stand instead of giving up, I was shaping you. Pain is not the end. It is the beginning of a deeper strength. You thought you were losing, but in truth, you were winning every time you refused to surrender your faith. That is why I come to remind you today, your brightest days are still ahead. The exhaustion you feel is not a sign of ending, but a sign of transition. My beloved child, do not let the enemy steal the joy I have promised you. He will try to remind you of past wounds, past failures, and whisper that you are unworthy of goodness. But the truth is this, not only are you worthy, you were destined for it. The barren years have driven your roots deep. And now, those very roots will cause you to bloom when the season of blessing arrives. Keep standing not by your own strength, but by trusting in me, the one who has never broken a promise. This year, I want you to come closer to me not through formality, but through authenticity. Seek me not just when you need answers, but even when you simply long for my presence. You don't need polished prayers or rehearsed phrases. I want to hear your heart, just as it is, in the still moments, when no one else is around. I will speak to you, not in loudness, but in the gentle whisper within your spirit. I will give you wisdom, not shallow understanding, but deep discernment to recognize what is from me and what is not. Learn to listen to me above all other voices. There will be things that seem logical, but they are not from me. There will be doors that appear favorable, but lead to dead ends. So do not rely on your own analysis or past experience. Acknowledge me in everything, in the big and the small. When you invite me into every decision, I will make your path straight. What was complicated will become simple, and what was confusing will become clear my precious child. Along the journey ahead, you will also encounter people who do not bring life. They will use words to sow doubt into your heart, to make you hesitate and question the call I have placed within you. Sometimes, they do not do this out of malice. They simply cannot see what I am doing in you. But I warn you, do not give those words a place in your mind. Do not let your heart become skeptical just because someone else cannot believe what I have spoken to you. My child, be cautious with the relationships you keep close. Every person you allow into your inner circle will influence how you think, feel, and make decisions. If they do not lead you closer to me, they will pull you away. I am not calling you to live in isolation, but I also do not want you to build your life upon connections that blur your purpose. Seek out those who will lift you up in prayer, those who won't just speak what you want to hear, but who will speak what I desire you to hear. Do not fear walking away from those who no longer share your direction. Not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some people are placed in your life only for a season, and when that season ends, their departure is a release-not, a loss. I will bring you new people, those who are aligned with your coming journey, who will recognize the potential I have planted in your heart and help it flourish. You don't have to understand everything I'm doing, but you are invited to trust that what I'm doing is good. What I am preparing goes far beyond what you could hope for. What may seem to you like an ending, today will become the beginning of a new chapter that you will not write alone, but hand in hand with me, my beloved child. This year, I don't just want you to wait for blessings, I want you to walk as someone who has already received them. Don't live with a mindset of hesitation. Live as one who knows they are unconditionally loved, purposefully chosen, and divinely led by the one who never makes a wrong turn, no matter how many failures you've experienced, how much rejection or delay you've faced. None of that alters your true worth in my eyes. Oh, child, you may not be perfect, but I have never asked you to be. All I ask is that you be sincere, willing, and keep your heart soft toward my leading. That is where miracles begin, not from your strengths, but from the deep surrender of a heart that knows it needs me. And this I promise you, if you keep walking with me, every step will carry meaning. Every choice will become a testimony. And every word I have spoken will come to pass in ways you did not expect, and at times you could not have predicted. Remember this, in an age of confusion, where hearts grow cold and truth is twisted, I am calling you to resonate as a judge, but as a light ignited by my love. You are not here by accident. You were born for this very moment. You have been set apart in your generation to be a sign, a steady and gentle answer to the confusion and despair around you. My child, do not be afraid when you feel different. Do not shrink back when you find yourself moving against the current of the crowd. Light always stands out in the dark. When you lift your voice, even as a whisper, I will add strength to it. When you take a stand for truth, even if no one applauds, I will see it and I will glorify it in my own way. I know there are things that once burned passionately in your heart, things that kept you awake at night. But through the long days and painful stumbles, you quietly folded them away and buried them deep inside. You told yourself, maybe I missed it. Maybe it's too late. But I, the one not bound by time, have never abandoned the dreams I placed in your heart. If I planted them, I will grow them. I am the restorer, the one who revives what seemed dead, who breathes purpose into dust and brings it to life. This year, I will breathe new life into things you thought had withered. Old dreams will be revived yet this time, not merely with emotion, but with divine direction. You will no longer have to strive or struggle in your own strength. It will be I who paves the way, placing the right people at the right time and creating the perfect opportunities for you to step into. So do not be afraid to dream big. For I am not only the creator of the heavens and the earth, I am your Father, and I delight when you dare to dream with me, my beloved child. I know you have heard too many accusations, some from the world, some from the lips of others, and some whispered from the silent voice within your own soul. These words have not only wounded you, they have slowly eroded your courage and shaken your confidence. They haven't just knocked you down in a moment, they've caused you to question the worth and identity I placed on you. Perhaps you've begun to believe you're not good enough, that your past has disqualified you from forgiveness or restoration. That is why today, I want my voice to rise above every other sound. You are the one I love. Not because you've never failed, but precisely because I know your weakness, and that is why I draw near. My love is not built on your merit, but on my unshakable mercy. It is not altered by your mistakes, not limited by your past, and not dimmed by how many times you've fallen. I do not see you through the lens of your sin or shortcomings. I see you through the lens of the cross, where the price for your redemption has already been paid in full. The judgments you or others once pronounced over you, I have already overturned them. You are no longer imprisoned by old accusations. I have washed your sins clean with the blood of the innocent lamb. And now, nothing stands between you and my love. I know there are still moments of regret, times when you look back, longing for a second chance. But let me remind you of this truth. You don't need to go back to start over. I am the one who makes all things new, right from where you are. The past is not a sentence hanging over your head. It is simply the prologue to a story that has been redeemed. What once brought you shame, I will turn into a testimony. The cracks you've tried to hide, I will use them to radiate my grace. For it is in your weakest places that my power is made most complete. My child, others may only remember your failures, but I do not. When I forgive, I do not keep a record. I do not bring it up again. I do not tally the offenses. And I do not use your history as a reason to hold you at arm's length. When I forgive, I cast your sins far away, as far as the east is from the west. That means they can never return to define you again. My child, I have called you by name, not a name others gave you, not the labels that have haunted you, but the name that comes from me, beloved, forgiven, accepted, restored. You are no longer forsaken, no longer confined to the outdated image of your former self. You are free to step out of the shadows without bowing your head. There's no need to pretend to be perfect, no need to prove yourself anymore. You are loved simply because you are mine. Stop fighting the ghosts of your past mistakes. Cease wounding your own soul with questions like, what if and if only. Nothing can rewrite what has already happened, but my grace can transform it into the foundation of something new. You do not need to strive for acceptance, I have already given it. You do not need to search for forgiveness, it has already been fully granted. All I long for from you now is trust. My beloved child, you may think your past has ruined your future, but I do not view your life through the narrow, linear lens of human understanding. I am the one who exists beyond time. I can redeem the years that were stolen and give you a harvest overflowing in abundance. I can open doors where you only see walls, And in this very season, I am calling you to step out of the shell of shame and embrace the true identity I have destined for you. You no longer need to tiptoe in the light. It is time for you to live as one who is truly free. No more hiding. No more living in guilt. Lift your head high, not because of confidence in yourself, but because of your trust in the one who has forgiven you completely. People may forget, may remember, may forgive partially, but I forgive fully. And when I forgive, I also restore. I do not simply remove the sentence, I restore the status. I do not only break the chains of sin, I also grant you the right to be my child, to inherit, to be entrusted, to be sent out. Remember this, each day you awaken is proof that I have not given up on you. If you are still here, it means my plan for your life is still unfolding. And nothing, no mistake, no failure, no sin can cancel that plan if you are willing to return and trust in me again. My child, let your soul find rest in forgiveness. Let your heart be revived in unconditional love. Walk forward not bound by the past, but lifted by hope, for I have paid the price in full. And because of that, you owe sin nothing anymore. Do not live like a prisoner of the past. Live as one who has been set free, redeemed at the highest cost. Remember that you are my beloved not in theory, but in a sacred reality that cannot be shaken. I know you. I love you. And I have chosen you, not because you never fall, but because I know you will rise again and again in my grace. In the year 2025, I do not promise you will avoid challenges, but I do promise that you will never walk a single day apart from me. When you call, I will answer. When you feel lost, I will be your guide. When you are weak, I will be your strength. I do not just go before you, I walk beside you, holding your hand through every uncertain turn. Know this, the good things I have planned for you far surpass anything your mind can imagine. But I need your heart to be open not to fully understand, but to fully receive. Allow me to place something new into your hands, not just blessings, but transformation. A fulfilled life is not found only in what you possess, but in knowing to whom you belong, and you belong to me. My child, do not be afraid to let go. What you lose in order to follow my calling will never be wasted. I will replace it with something greater, not just in quality, but in divine significance. What I make new won't arrive with loud fanfare, but it will be as unmistakable as the dawn after a long night. You will know it is Mano because others say so, but because your own heart will bear witness to it. Remember that you were created to carry light, not a borrowed light, but the light of the one who lives within you. Let that light shine through the way you live, through the way you forgive, love, endure, and hope. Let the world look at you and see something different, not perfection, but presence, my presence. This is the year of blooming, the year of breakthrough, the year of grace and restoration. Step into it not with burdens, but with faith. I will turn the very things that have caused you pain into testimonies. I will use the cracks themselves to let my light shine through. Not a single part of your journey will be wasted if you place it in my hands. My beloved child, stay connected to me through prayer. Know that it is the most sacred connection you must guard every single moment. And right now, I want your heart to be still. I want you to pray with me. Dear Father, today, I come before you not with haste or a restless mind, but with a heart that seeks stillness before your holy presence. I want to begin this conversation not with hurried requests, but with sincere gratitude, for you have never left me. Even when I have strayed, grown weary, or fallen weak, you are my Father, my Creator, the one who sustains and directs every breath, every step, and every decision in my life. I recognize that nothing in this life happens outside of your loving and intentional will, and so I choose to draw near to you not as one begging for favor, but as a child returning to the warm embrace of a father who is always waiting, always listening, always understanding. I thank you for all that you have done, all that you are doing, and all that you are about to do in my life. Each day that I wake, each breath that I take, each hope that remains alive, it is all because your mercies are new every morning. Even when I cannot clearly see the path ahead, I am certain that you are holding my hand, and that alone is enough to keep me moving forward. Father, today I come with a longing in my soul, a deep and hopeful prayer. Please guide me to the new dwelling place you have prepared for me, not just a shelter for my body, but a sacred home where your presence abides, where peace reigns, where I can live, breathe, and serve according to the purpose you have called me to. I know that to reach that place, I need more than plans or finances. I need your presence and divine guidance in every step. And so, I don't just ask you for a house, I ask you for a heart that is sensitive to your voice, a mind ready to obey, and a faith that remains steadfast even in uncertain days. You know the desires of my heart better than even I do. You see the silent longings, the dreams that seem small on the outside but carry deep hopes within, to have a place called home. Not just where my body can rest, but where my soul can be healed, renewed, and restored. Lord, I know that what I am seeking cannot come from my own strength. Talent, plans, and money all have their limits. But I come to Youth One without limits, the one who can make a way in the wilderness, the one who causes rivers to flow in dry places. I place the dream of a new home in your hands, not just the dream itself, but the timing, the process, and even the smallest details. I'm not looking for a home that meets human standards of perfection, but one that is built upon the foundation of your presence. May that house be a place where prayers rise in sincerity. May it be a place where people find comfort, a place where my heart is led back to you each day. Let it not only be a home where I am blessed, but a dwelling where blessings overflow into the surrounding community. Father, if there is anything within me that hinders the reception of this blessing, gaining anxiety, fear, or fleshly calculation, please expose it in your light. I don't want to enter this new chapter carrying old baggage. I want my heart to be light, filled with faith, and ready to receive the new things you are preparing. Grant me wisdom, not the kind that comes from intellect, but the kind that flows from revelation. When I need to choose, show me the way. When I am uncertain, speak clearly. And when I feel discouraged, remind me of your past faithfulness, that I may trust you in the present. I ask for your provision in all things. I do not seek pressured means. I rely on the provision from your faithful hand. You know every need, every condition, every limitation I face. And you also know how to give beyond all that I can ask or imagine. I do not ask for abundance to boast, but so I may live a life fully aligned with your will, free from lack and worry. Lord, Please surround me with companions of your choosing. Bring into my life relationships that will keep my heart steadfast people of shared faith, upward hearts, and readiness to support me in this new season. You know I cannot do this alone, and you never intended for me to walk in isolation. Grant me discernment to recognize who has been sent by you and who has not. Father, I ask that you cover my future home with heaven's protection. From the moment it was merely a thought in my mind, I've placed it under your shelter. When I step into that space, may it be filled with the atmosphere of peace. Let it become a safe haven not only for me, but for anyone who enters, so they may feel the warmth and the presence of your Spirit. I also lift up in prayer the community I will be entering. Place me in the right position, not just where I can receive, but where I can give. Make me a light in that neighborhood. A conector, a bearer of life, a reflection of your kingdom on this earth. I place my complete trust in you, not because I understand everything, but because I know who you are. You are the one who never breaks a promise. You are the one who parted the Red Sea, fed your people in the wilderness, and restored what seemed impossible. If you could do it then, you can surely do it for me today. Lord, in this year of 2025, I believe that you are moving. I believe this is no ordinary year. This is a year of establishment, of turning points, of a new chapter being opened by your very hand. I am not only asking for a house, I am asking for a space where I can live fully in alignment with the purpose you have ordained. You are my Lord, not only in seasons of success, but also in seasons of waiting. Not only when joy overflows, but also when weariness sets in. You are my refuge, the source of my hope, my provider, my Father who never abandons me. Lord, I lift up my praise to you, not just for what you will do, but for who you are. You are the one I love, the one I trust, the one I exalt. If there is anything within me that still resists your will, please transform it. I don't merely long for a new home, I long for a new heart, a renewed faith, a fresh life. And now, I place this prayer in your hands, believing that you hear, that you understand, that you have already moved. I do not need physical evidence to believe your promise is enough. And because of that, I no longer pray with fear, but with peace. I believe the new home is coming not according to my calendar, but according to your perfect timing, not according to my plans, but according to the divine purpose of my Heavenly Father. I receive it. I give thanks. I praise you. And I step into this new chapter with open hands, ready to embrace the goodness you have prepared. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray, Amen. My beloved child, when you lift your prayers to me, I am not only in the beginning, I am in every step of the journey, and I will be there at the end, for I am your faithful one. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so we can receive the living words together. Build an unshakable faith and walk in the boundless love of God. Amen.